I don't know about you, but I've actually been kind of lagging behind a little bit. I've missed a couple weeks.
Looks like we're on the same wavelength, and I don't think I've lifted for about a week and a half, and I've had a little bit of a scare because I've been doing this crazy plan right now where I go and I hit a long, long run. And on this day, I think I did 12 miles,
Oh wow.
and I usually wait whatever fucking like 4 or 5 hours before I go back to the gym. But on this day, I had pushed it out a little bit too late, and I only waited about 2 hours from whenever I finished my long run, and then I went straight to the gym. And I went to deadlift with the trap bar, 315 for five is my usual,
Mhm.
and I was only able to get 2 reps. And so I went down by 3 reps, pretty much a 60% decrease. And that scared the crap out of me. And I haven't been back since, actually, which is a little embarrassing to say, but
Oh, that's not
I'm planning
embarrassing.
on going tomorrow. It's supposed to be raining, so I don't think I'm gonna run tomorrow. I'll just go lift.
Yeah, you get your cardio in with the lifting.
Uh, no, I mean my lifting's like very powerlifting style, so
Oh,
there's
okay.
really not much cardio to it. But yeah,
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah,
how
I've
about
been
you?
so I actually ended up getting some chemical burns on my arms, like right in the crack of my elbow from my job. And so I haven't been able to really go to the gym, which kind of sucks. So it's been kind of putting me out. But so far, my cardio has improved. I know last time you were on, I was only running probably about a mile or so, but since then I've kicked it up to about 4 miles. So that's a personal
Oh yeah,
achievement for me. But it's honestly it's kind of funny. This past like week and a half that I haven't been lifting, I've been noticing the difference just overall in regards to me to my aesthetic. Like for so far with my progress each time, it's not so much that I'm just seeing it like continuously go. It's like be little bursts, and I just all of a sudden see progress. So like a couple weeks ago, I was kind of looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, wow, I look skinny. Why the hell my pants are so big? So I weighed myself, and I shit you not, I weighed 164. I haven't weighed 164 since middle school, and that was probably like 2010 because I've always sit about 180, and so I'm surprised by how much of the weight I lost and everything.
really? So just a couple weeks of not lifting, and you dropped that much?
Well, so I say at the beginning of the couple weeks lifting is when I weighed myself.
Hmm.
But it was it now that I haven't been able to work out for a minute, I've been kind of like looking at other things, some like kinesthetic workouts, or is that the right word?
Calisthenic?
Calisthenic. There you go.
Yeah.
I can actually I found this out just the other night. I could actually go from a seated position to a handstand, just like going in the full motion of it. So, and I think that's with the fact that I dropped 17 pounds. But yeah,
You can do that?
yeah, I don't have enough balance to like stay up, and but I could at least to get from like a crisscross position, plant my hands on the ground, and then I just pick myself up. I move up into almost a handstand. I'm still working on the balance though.
Bro, that's sick. That's like something that's one of my life goals is to be able to do it.
Yeah, I
um,
was pretty shocked by it. I showed one of my friends, and he was all like, "Bro, do you know how many chicks you'll get just by doing that at the gym?" And I started busting out laughing.
um, is the chemical burns from work, or is it just something that's like a one-time thing?
It's from the work, just because of the cleaners and sanitizers that I was working with. I was working with it a little too long, and it kind of took a toll. And then because I've never come across this before. So I had to figure out through trial and error what like the best creams or ointments or whatever is best for it. But it's getting better now, thankfully. Hopefully, I could get it gone by like this week, and then I'm gonna get back into the gym.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty interesting, but it's pretty realistic too. Stuff like that comes up, and I mean, it's pretty much just like an injury, having to bow out for a little bit. Sometimes it hurts the ego, but
Yeah,
how you faring with it?
I'm faring pretty well. Like the past week, I'd say it was like especially getting bad, and I was just like, damn, like I can't even bend my arms without it just like getting worse or just getting more irritated. But now that I've gotten some other stuff, I got hydrocortisone, and so that's been doing wonders since I got it the other day.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it was kind
Yeah.
of funny. My friend JJ, he was actually explaining like the whole injury thing. because he trains mixed martial arts, and he ended up getting a cut on his tricep, and she's like, crap,
Mhm.
I can't even go to the gym now. I think he's been out of the gym for like a week and a half as well.
Mm. I guess we're all just going through it right now.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm going through it a little bit also in relation to the heat. I've never been very good in the heat. It's like the time of year whenever I'm most irritable and I'm always being an asshole to everybody just because it puts me in a bad mood and I'm just not in my most happy state
Yeah,
during the summer.
and you deal with the
So
humidity as well, which is horrible.
yeah, I guess I didn't know that Havasu got humidity real bad during the monsoon season. I just maybe don't remember it, but I always made that argument of like coming over here 90 degrees with 90% humidity is the same as like 110 to 120 in Havasu. But man, there's places in the world, I guess, that hit like 120, 130, and then it's also high humidity. So
Yeah.
I would probably just shut down if I
Yeah,
were
for
there.
Yeah, for the time that I lived in Texas, like I was over in Dallas area, sometimes like it would get up to 90 to 100 degrees with that much humidity. I would literally go out because I was a property manager for a storage facility. I would literally go outside to go change a lock or to go assess a storage unit or something. 5 minutes outside, I'm just soaked in sweat from head to toe, and I just feel nauseous and like crap. So yeah, I feel your pain on that. I'd much rather have the cold instead, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, there's definitely an extreme, and now I vibe with the all the old retirees that moved to Havasu because there really is a perfect area, from 60-ish to 70-ish is pretty much perfect. And even if the humidity is high on those days, it's really not too bad outside. But it
Yeah.
gets down pretty low here, down into the teens and sometimes the single digits. And I've ran through that before, and that's not any more fun than whenever it's blistering hot either. But you know,
Wow.
that's why I just look forward to the spring and fall because those runs are the feel the best, and they usually come out with PRs and everything. So
Yeah. Yeah, and it's typically so far what I've been doing with the running, I don't really like running on treadmill that much. I don't feel progress, and it feels like
yeah,
more stagnation. So I go outside and I run. It feels better, it feels more natural. And then because somebody I know who's a former uh track runner, he was explaining to me that running on a treadmill is actually harmful to you because you're having to run a certain way instead of naturally on the ground. And so I will run outside, and um I think the fact that when I run, because I'll run at night as well, so it'll be hot, a little humid. But I think running around like that, dealing with it is what's also been helping with my cardio, with the heat, and then losing the weight and everything. And then I figured I kind of push myself through it, be like good conditioning, and then I have that oxygen restricting mask, so I use that every so often.
damn, you use that thing?
Yeah, I've only used it like twice, and then I'll like constantly like on and off, on and off. Like if it gets to be
Uh,
too much for me, because part of my run is uphill, so I
yeah,
don't want to push myself too much.
yeah. I'm not a fan of that thing, but no, I'm excited now that you're into the cardio. As soon as winter hits, bro, it's gonna feel like fun. I don't know. It's just such a total different ball game. Once the weather's good and you're
Yeah,
running, it's like, oh, I could do this all day, you
yeah,
know?
exactly. Because you're not dealing with that excessive heat, and it kind of helps keep you cool and stable.
Yeah, yeah. So now I'm excited for it as well. So
Yeah,
we're coming into the winter here, so it should start cooling off pretty good outside. But
yeah. Thank
yeah.
God. Oh, but yeah. So how's it going? Other than the layoff, how's the lifting going? Because I know that you were talking about potentially doing another meet. Is that right?
Yeah, no, before that day, and I'm gonna attribute that day specifically to just, running fucking 12 miles and then trying to go do my usual at the gym with little to no rest. I hadn't eaten, I don't think, or maybe I had just eaten right before I'd gone, so there was like no chance that any of those nutrients were gonna find their ways to my muscles and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I was going in every day and hitting 225 on the bench for 5 reps and then doing either deadlift or squat for 5 reps. That's my current plan. And that came from the same guy that I talked about last time, Pavel Satsulin.
Yeah.
Um, just trying to incorporate some of his teachings, and I've been revisiting his books a little bit and just seeing if there's anything that applies here. And I'm changing gears a little bit. I'd like to leave bodybuilding for a little while because I was real heavy into bodybuilding for the past however long, 4 or 5 months. Um, and I'm just focusing on strength right now because I think that getting heavier and putting on more muscle isn't necessarily going to hurt me, but I don't think it's going to help me with the running. And the running is more of my focus right now. It's more what I enjoy. And as I said, once we come out of the summer and the cool weather starts to come on, I think I'm really going to start to be able to do some pretty good times and get some pretty good improvements on the running. Um, so I'm just trying to front load for that. And then by going and doing the long runs, like I said, 12 miles that day, and then just going in for a short, easy lifting session where I'm maintaining my strength, I might still be able to drop into that weightlifting competition and put down some PRs, which would be awesome to me. It'd be so counter to what would be expected because there's that saying, if you want to move weight or weight moves weight. So if you want to push more weight, you got to put on more weight type of thing.
Yeah.
And to lose weight and then also set PRs would be awesome to me. But, I don't want to give myself too tall of an order and do
Oh
the
yeah.
impossible or anything.
Yeah. And I
So,
mean, if anything too, just because you may like struggle or fail once with it doesn't mean that, say, 6 months to a year or however long in the future doesn't mean you could try again and you could possibly succeed then.
yeah, no. I try to tell myself that too sometimes is that I got to be patient and I got time and there's I don't want to put myself in a compromised position where I'm
Mm.
so disappointed that I didn't hit some super lofty goal that I end up not reaching any goals at all. And I think
Yeah.
we talked about that last time, making the gradual increase and making small improvements incrementally is better than trying to shoot for the stars on the first day of training. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and like so like that a good example with that actually is that after I hit the 2 month mark with lifting, I had set three goals for myself. The first one was to hit 225 on my bench. The next one was to hit 325 on my deadlift, and then 325 on my squat. I ended up just kind of ignoring squat kind of altogether because I only do leg day on Mondays and then I run on Fridays. So that way I give the Tuesday through Thursday. That's just focusing on the rest of my body, my abs, arms, whatnot. Um, but out of those three goals, and I set them to where by month four, I was hoping to achieve them. I actually only completed the deadlift. I maxed out my deadlift at 330, which was awesome, but my bench press I capped at 180. It did actually decline since I've been out, so it declined back to 170. And then my squat is only about like I say about 270, 275. But my mindset with it though is that I mean it was kind of a tall glass of order because it was going to be a 50 to 100 pound jump on each of those three exercises. But I mean I thought it was awesome that I hit the one, and I'm not really stressed about the other two because I'm still seeing the progress. And just because I didn't hit the goal now doesn't mean I can't hit it later. All it is just another motivational tool. I kind of That's kind of my mindset with it.
yeah, yeah. And, uh, without trying to complicate it too much, because I know neither one of us likes to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
Um, I think you're right on track personally, just from experience, watching stuff and seeing many other people progress and myself as well. That is kind of the hierarchy of it.
Mhm.
Deadlift is usually the strongest, squats second, and then bench is third, right? Obviously. But even just aiming for 225 on the bench, it's not super common. 225 on the bench is, I would say the range whenever people start to maybe look over and they're like, oh, that dude's doing two plates right now. Like that's pretty impressive. And then, maybe that's it. And then now the higher you're going up, three plates is like you're getting into, the top 10% probably of people that lift there.
Yeah.
And then, there's obviously some dudes trying to break the fucking 800-pound record this year. on
Yeah.
raw bench, which is insane. And I'm sure that's just because his anatomy is perfect for it or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I would say that a 300-pound bench is insane. So to think that 225, that's already 3/4 of the way. I wouldn't be stressing at all about that. And then yeah, with squat and deadlift, they're kind of hand in hand. So that disparity there, what do you say it was 280 is what you got
Yeah.
your squat up to? So 280 versus 330 for a squat to deadlift ratio is not unheard of. So I think
Okay.
you're right on track there.